Welcome in for those of you who watch third round coverage from the FedEx St. Jude Invitational on CBS. Thanks for joining us here on CBS Sports HQ. I'm Poppy Miller. The action is beginning to heat up as the third round draws to a close Saturday. Let's take a look at the leaderboard as it stands. Harris English sits at the top of the field with a two-shot lead at 18 under, but it's a crowded leaderboard as Bryson DeChambeau is lurking right behind him, tied for second with Cameron Smith. Some other big names in there as well. Abraham Ancer, Scotty Scheffler also in the mix. It is sure to be an exciting finish from TPC Southwind on Sunday. And for more, we welcome in Sportsline data scientist Rick Gehman. Rick, it seems it's so tight at the top of the leaderboard. No one is safe. Several still with the chance for victory come Sunday, including Bryson DeChambeau, who's tied for second heading into Sunday. What was clicking for Bryson in round 3 on Saturday?
Just about everything. You know, his first 2 rounds of this event, he was doing just classic Bryson things. He was driving it very far. He was hitting his approaches much better than we have seen in recent weeks, and he was putting just well enough to get by. But on Saturday, he kicked it into a completely different gear. He went out and shot a 7 under par round, the round of the day, tying what Jordan Spieth did earlier in the day. And it's even more impressive for Bryson DeChambeau in the afternoon because the course did firm up. It did get a little bit more difficult. So for him to go out and post a low round as late in the day as he did, it's incredible. He's really tapping into that big driver. You can see he's hitting literally pitching wedge into some of these par 5s, which is giving him a huge edge over the field. And he is going to be a lot to handle for the rest of the leaderboard with just 18 holes to go.
Well, he's tied for second as it stands. Harris English is your leader after 3 rounds. He's already won twice on the tour, including at the Travelers Championship in June. What would a win on Sunday mean for English, Rick?
Yeah, it would be massive. I think it would make him the front runner to be the PGA Tour Player of the Year. He'd be the only golfer on tour with 3 victories, but even more importantly, he would really vault himself up to the top of the FedEx Cup standings. And we are just a few weeks away from the Tour Championship. And you have to remember, for the past couple of years, we've been using the FedEx Cup standings to give these golfers starting strokes at the Tour Championship. That means whoever leads the FedEx Cup points list, when we get to the East Lake at the Tour Championship, is going to start the event at 10 under par, and there is a lot of money at stake, $15 million to the winner of the FedEx Cup. So not only would it be his 3rd victory, not only would it make him in the leader or the front runner to be the Player of the Year, but he would also be in the pole position for a huge payday in just a few weeks at East Lake.
Well, English has been incredible off the tee this year, seems to be ending the season strong. Let's talk about Abraham Ancer, though. He bogeyed each of his last 2 holes to fall 14 under. Despite a number of close finishes prior, he's never won on the tour. Rick, how close is Abraham Ancer to breaking through?
He's devilishly close. He's knocking on the door each and every week. No one's answering it for him. It has to eventually happen. And it's so interesting because Abraham Ancer, he's not only the best ranked player in the world without a PGA Tour victory, but he doesn't even have a European Tour victory. He doesn't have a victory on either 2 of the large circuits across our game. And he's not really the modern player, right? You know, people are trying to chase distance like Bryson DeChambeau and Rory McIlroy, and Abraham Ancer does it in a completely different way. He hits it out of the fairway. He's not as long as everybody else, and he relies on his approach game and his short game to get it done. And unfortunately, he's been piling up these top 10 finishes. He's been piling up these top 5 finishes. His name is constantly on the first page of the leaderboard, but yet to break through. You wonder if those 2 bogeys coming in were a little bit of him looking at the leaderboard, realizing that he is in contention, he is in the mix of it, and got a little loose in his final couple of holes.
But as I've seen with Louis Oosthuizen, being so close at the top doesn't always translate to those victories. Let's talk about Cam Smith. On Friday, he put on a putting display, tying a PGA record with 18 putts on 18 holes. He's right up there entering this final round. What does Smith need to do on Sunday to walk away with the win?
He needs to do more of the same. You mentioned it, Poppy. The 18 putts on Friday and 18 holes. He wasn't as good on Saturday, but he is really reliant on the short game right now. He's chipped in a couple of times. He is not striking it as well off the tee or out on approach as we would like to see. So what he's going to need to do is he's going to need to keep this hot short game going, this hot putter going for 18 more holes. Now, unfortunately for Cam Smith, that is not always a recipe for success when you are having to chip in, when you are having to make these long putts for birdie or maybe these longer putts for par to kind of save your round. So his history says this is a tough thing to continue to do for 72 full holes, but he already has 54 out of the way. He only needs 18 more holes of relying on a short game to potentially make some noise and steal this tournament away.
All right, Rick, quite a few directions to go here, so let's put a pick to it. Who are you taking to win the FedEx St. Jude Invitational?
I'm going to stick with Harris English. I think it is not going to be easy. Bryson DeChambeau is going to put a lot of pressure on him. Abraham Ancer is going to put a lot of pressure on him, but this stage is not too big for Harris English. Remember, he won the Tournament of Champions in January. The Tournament of Champions, that's where all of our champions go, and they play, 4 rounds in Hawaii. He wins that event. He follows it up with another victory later in the year at the Travelers Championship, and this is a stretch of golf that goes on for 2 years for Harris English as really being one of the most consistent, well-rounded, better players on the PGA Tour, so he's not going to back down from this stage, and I think he gets it done again on Sunday.
Harris English looking for his 3rd tour victory. We'll see if he can get it done come Sunday in Memphis. Rick, brilliant insight as always. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks, Poppy.
And for more from Rick, be sure to download and subscribe to the First Cut podcast. Rick is joined by Kyle Porter, Mark Immelman and Greg Duchamp, breaking down all you need to know from the golf world. The First Cut podcast, download and subscribe today.
Want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis. No yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.